how did Hints to Reality change the way you approach your decorating decisions now?
Well, I'll tell you a story. So last year, this house, I came with like my existing dining room set. And so I was like, oh, you know what I'm going to do? I didn't like the chairs in the space. And so I went and I bought new chairs. And then I didn't.
Okay.
And then I bought new ones.
Got it.
And I'm on my third dining room set of chairs. And what happened is I went out and I got stuff and I didn't have a plan.
Yeah.
And when we started this space, before you even look and even think about the stuff you currently have, or you go and assess and go shopping, make a plan by choosing your theme and your feel that you want in your room, and then deciding what's your budget and what's your time investment that you put into it. If you're contractors, or you try and be the DIY queen and do it yourself, make all of those decisions first before going out and shopping and finding things. That was the one big change for me. Usually I would just be roaming around in a store somewhere and like, I'm just browsing, and what do you go browsing? You end up finding something. I think this is going to work great. And then you likely bring it home and you realize like, be the right choice for me, or you end up that you don't truly love. Yeah. And risk. And so I reality, because before I even went out and even looked at all of my furniture or accessories that I already had already something in mind of like, what was my commitment going to this, and did I financially contribute, time wise, how much could I contribute to this, and what also I could use that I could own, that I was able to either repurpose or something to be and fit what I want. So for example, above the bed, for example, I'm looking for a large art, and I haven't found the art I love. But I haven't bought one either. Because at this point, old me, I would have bought 3 already and probably got rid of it. But it makes it a bit easier, because it's okay if you don't, but you can also like build your space and then leave that piece out and say, you know what, I really, really want this X thing. Just leave it out and plan around it and just be flexible, and then be open to that later on. And that's okay. Well, in 2019, we purchased our first home, and we bought a home. It was built in the 90s, and it came with a lot of 90s decor at the time, like the hot thing. And so we purchased this home, and it was just design taste. So I joined because there was so many rooms in the house. I really had endless options of like where I start. And when we moved here, I brought over a lot of the furniture from our previous home. So it was all purchased from the place we lived before. And so now it was placed in this new space, and I was kind of unsure of like, does this fit here now? Like, I don't even know, like, I purchased it with a different self in mind, and now I'm no longer, have that sense of taste. My lifestyle has changed, and I really wanted to reassess my home to see if it was really going to be able to serve me and me to be able to enjoy it in the way I want. But joining the group, it was just made it really easy for me to kind of like refine and also like reinforce like what do I really want out of this space, and also like which space should I even work on first, because it's kind of like when you start design projects and renovations, it can become overwhelming really, really quickly, because you start looking at things and like, well, maybe if I just but then I'll have to change this, and then this, and then you're not sure, guessing yourself. So before I went there, I think I need to talk to somebody before I make these things and start throwing paint or ripping up flooring or painting baseboards, which can be a very big daunting task if you decide to do all of that by yourself. But if I could tell anything to anyone who is watching and who's interested or thinking about trying something new, putting those Pinterest boards to life and bringing them to life is really possible, and it doesn't have to be all you can do it over time. It's totally okay. And it's also possible to make spaces and design spaces in your home that can change as your tastes change over life. So, you can also design your with, who you are today, and easily transition to what you need in the future. So you don't have to You don't have to be beholden to something forever. It's own design, right? You have fun with it. You can change things out, swap things out easily, but you know, you have to just plan and stop looking at your stuff. You don't have to keep things you hate either. It's okay to move on and move past and just start fresh. And it doesn't have to. You can just start with even the simplest things.
Francesca, you're speaking like a designer.
Maybe I should be in my part-time. What do you think?
I think you should go for that.